Up today.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. The TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour. Every trading day, live at 10 a.m. Eastern. Call now, toll free at 877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour. Now, Tom and Tommy O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. Appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. We have the Dow Industrials up 301. NASDAQ is down 83. S&P's up 7. Gold contract down $90, trading $19.50 an ounce. You get silver down $2.15, $27.11 an ounce. Light sweet crude up 55 cents, $42.50 a barrel. Notes and bonds. We have the 10-year right now down 15 ticks, or half a point, 139.13. The 30 off a full point plus 23 ticks at 179.18. And King Dollar. King Dollar is down 141 ticks, trading 93.444. The euro is out here at 117. The yen is at 106.39, and the British pound is at 130 to 1 U.S. dollar. You talk about divergence, folks, you got it in spades out here in a big way. The dollar's down, gold's down, bonds are down, NASDAQ's down, S&Ps are up, Dow Industrials are up. Tom O'Brien, what's going on?
And we had the VIX with a 20 handle almost climbing into a 19 handle pre-market, man. Now sitting at 22, but pretty remarkable.
Listen, man, divergence, you like markets, folks, divergence is totally where it's at, man. We're going to see who's going to win out today because the bulls and bears are fighting in all different sectors in a big way. Bottom line, NDX 100, guess what, folks? It brought us up. It's going to bring us down. This is the first time since March that the NDX 100 got in a lower trading range. The whole way up, it never came back to a lower trading range. First thing it did 20 minutes ago. Let's get over to our man, Mr. Kevin Hinks at TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim, as we do every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And don't forget, folks, every trading day right here, 11 to 12 Eastern Standard Time, you want to understand the option market, option strategies, futures, outstanding program. If you haven't test-driven yet the Thinkorswim platform, folks, it's a professional platform, retail traders, for you, for me, for all of us, great platform. Just hit the banner, bring it up to allow you to trade with paper money each and every trading day. Kevin Hinks, what's going on?
Good morning, Tom. Good morning, Tommy. You know, this is one of those days where you could just do a future show for the whole day.
Seriously.
And talk about the moves in the different futures contracts because these are massive. I mean, this gold move, not that, you know, some correction in gold or an unhappy ending to this gold story was kind of, you know, it shouldn't be really shocking people that some recovery in stocks is going to lead to a gold correction. Gold is still historically high, even now.
Sure.
But I mean, you know, but I think this PPI data today threw a little wrench in bonds. I think now that makes tomorrow morning's CPI data even more important to see if inflation is starting to creep in. Because, frankly, this PPI that came in up 0.6, it was all energy prices. So that's not that shocking. But still, you can see the move in the bond market pretty substantial here. A lot of futures moving today. And you're right, Tommy, the VIX approaching under 20 here. Let's see if we get there this week. Very interesting.
You know, Kevin, over the weekend, right, what ended up happening would start popping up, and on my screen were these nutrient equities, and there's only a few of them, meaning the phosphate equities, the potash equities, and it's really intriguing to me because my take is that, yeah, inflation really is going to kick in this time. And it's so intriguing because the last two big runs in commodities, 2001, 2006, that's, you know, these potash equities, once they start, man, it's like they're saying that, hey, the farmers are going to finally make some money. So it's going to be really intriguing watching, you know, Mosaic, watching Nutrient, because they have pricing power. I'm sure you know that from being in the soybean meal deal. And this is the first time that they've basically got any traction in years, man. I mean, they've been down since 2011. So it's really intriguing in general. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things, that are jumping out at you today about this market. So I think it's going to be, like I said, this is going to be a pretty epic day. I mean, here's what I think. For your viewers and your listeners, how should they interpret the Russia, news?
Yeah,
and
that's
why
fake.
is it so big in the market, right?
Yeah.
Because here's my take on that. Russia has some very smart people, some very smart scientists that are probably doing some very smart things. That said, Russia is a propaganda juggernaut.
Right.
Right? They are a machine. So anything close to a vaccine is probably going to be politicized by them as they're the first one.
Sure.
But that being said, what should investors take out of that? The trend is still very positive, right? Somebody's going to get this thing, and somebody's going to get the vaccine. So now it's starting to turn into a when, not if, on a vaccine.
Yeah. No, you can. I don't think any of us thought this thing was going to last as long. I mean, even if it's another year before everything's cool, the bottom line is that a year's quick, man. 12 months goes quicker than any of us think, and there's no doubt about that. And I guess the real question is going to be who's left to, and business-wise. I mean,
I mean, and the final chapter of this is going to be small business.
Yeah.
Right? How does small business get back or stay in business or recover? I mean, that's where unemployment will plateau, is when it gets to the small business part of the economy. So, if you ask me, the aid in the future and what they're doing should all be focused towards small businesses, because I think those are the ones that are being hurt the most, and they don't trade stocks on small businesses, right? So it doesn't show up in the stock market. But that's going to be where, that'll be the outlier in this recovery. Will be some of the small businesses that won't come back.
Yes, there's no doubt. I just want to switch gears on you for a second.
Yeah.
Because yesterday, Tommy and I were looking as Apple is approaching $2 trillion. And so picture, I think you've been on with us now like 5 years, man. It's like something's crazy. I don't know, 4 years, 5, whatever it is, right? And I remember when you were first on, I mean, you always loved Apple, but Apple, I think at that point it was like 500 million or something, 500 billion, right? I mean,
remember when we thought 1 trillion was a big deal?
Seriously,
and
man.
how hard it would be to break through 1 trillion. Remember that? Remember the headlines that came as it approached 1 trillion? And how significant that was?
I know, man. It's just amazing. It's been, I mean, well, I think it's probably one of the biggest cash machines ever in the marketplace in general. Doesn't mean
Tim Cook is gonna wind up being one of the first CEOs to become a billionaire without inventing the company.
Isn't that amazing?
Starting the company.
I know.
Yeah.
You got to love it, man. You got to love it.
Only in America.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
no
right.
doubt. Stay focused, man. Keep giving good products. We know Apple, I mean, their product line and their customer satisfaction is a monster, man. There's no two ways about it.
And they surround you in their ecosystem, and they control everything you do.
No doubt. Folks, right here, 45 minutes from now. Kevin, you have a great one, safe one. We look forward to the program.
Thanks for having me on, guys. Happy Tuesday.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin.
Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back. You get the Dow up 259, Nasdaq's down 93, S&Ps are up 4, gold's down 80, silver's off $2, and King Dollar still can't hold price, down 121. Tommy and I.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Tom and Tommy O'Brien, we do appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. We have the Dow up 317, NASDAQ down 74, S&P's up 9.5. And got to go over to gold, Tom.
Oh, boy.
So,
talk about a little roller coaster.
It's a roller coaster, man. Bottom line is that what you have out here, folks, is that gold did a 1 to 2 ABC structure on the way down. My take here, is that you can buy this thing right here. So this is going to get really interesting watching this whole thing shake out. When you do more than a 1 to 1.618, bottom line is that you get an immediate change of trend. And this did a 1 to 2 overnight. What we've done intraday here is that the first time that we came down, they wiped it, the whole slate clean, got to 1947. Right before that, we got to 1950. You did 19,000 contracts. Then you got to the low at 17, and then we just came back down, tested that with 13. So bottom line is that it's going to be intriguing watching this whole thing shake out. Because the divergence out here today is huge, man. And the divergence, folks, has to do with the aspect that you still have the dollar down, it can't hold price, and the bond market. The Fed's going to control the bond market, folks. Okay, yeah, you get the long bond right now. Here, check this out. So we're down 1 point and 24 ticks.
Yes.
But the bottom line, the 30-year has to get like under 178.14 to basically get lower. And what I did say when I was saying that I want to show you something on the NASDAQ. This is the first time, because I'm sure when I was saying that, they say, what are you talking about? Meaning that the NASDAQ actually got back in the lower range. So we did it yesterday and we rejected it immediately. So what you can see is that when we came off the bottoms here in March, right, every leg up, the bottom line of the retracements were so tiny that it didn't make it made ranges. Like we made a range, what is that? That's April 20th going over to May 4th, just goes to the next leg. Made another little range for 4 days, goes up to the next leg, But then we were range bound from, let's see, what is that? That's July 10th over to like just last week. So we came down yesterday, and the number to keep your eye on, folks, okay, is the 10,958, 10,958. That's the number. Is it? I'm having. Oh, it's 11,058. That's what it is. You get under that number, and you could have game down to this 10,301. So that's going to be intriguing watching this whole baby shakeout today, man. Dow.
Yeah.
You know, the Dow bottom line went topside yesterday, and you got it out here today, man.
You know, it's pretty intriguing. You know, I opened my eyes, I checked the futures. Oh, man, we're right up there, man. Futures were up like 20 points, I think, when I took a
That's
peek
all we
at
missed
them.
it by is 20.
Yeah. And, you know, in terms of the data coming out about Putin and Russia's vaccine, there is no data, which is just remarkable.
I know.
There's no data has yet been published. And then they have further down the line, they're talking about somebody from Russia. Let's see. Russia's sovereign wealth fund, I think they were talking about putting money into it. And in terms of the information, sorry, I'm sure. Here we go. So here's the quote. We've seen the results of clinical trials. Now, this is just them saying this, too. Who knows the reality of what's going on? We've seen the results of the clinical trials, phase 1 and phase 2. We've seen animal results, and they're incredibly impressive. And all of this is going to be published. And then you have Putin saying, I even put my own child into the trials. My daughter, she's taken it.
Yeah.
There's a lot out there, man. Very, very skeptical, to say the least, in a dramatic way. But like Kevin Hinks said, you know, there's obviously brilliant people in Russia. I mean, I'm sure that Putin has them in chains working 24/7. I kid, but you know, and every news that does come out, it's pretty encouraging. You know, there are. Then you hear stories that it might be only 50%, 60% effective, which would still be a big impact. Then people have to take it. You have to produce it. So there's a timeline for sure.
There's a timeline. It's a long timeline. It's
probably. You know, I was reading an article yesterday that says most Americans, well into 2021, is when you'll probably be able to receive a vaccine if you want one.
Right, and then that's going to be the next struggle. You know,
It sure is.
That's going to be the
No, and that's why you got to go through the proper.
The whole ball of wax.
Oh,
right.
That's why you got to go through the proper things, in terms of the proper phases, the trials, to make sure if you're going to hand something out to hundreds of millions of people, man, it's got to be safe. And so that's why you want, you know, some people leading the charge in there, which I do trust Dr. Fauci, and you know, I don't trust Trump to tell me when that's safe. That's the bottom line, man. That's not a political statement. So I don't know how you disagree with that.
Yeah,
but.
there's one of the strangest things, there's no doubt, man. Not as strange. I mean, people believe it, man. The whole Bill Gates thing, and the anti-vacciners go out of their freaking mind on Bill Gates. And I don't know if you got to see, folks, okay, Gates was on one of the channels, and he was talking about the aspect of our testing, and it is disgusting. The testing in the United States is absolutely disgusting. For the amount of money that we've paid, and big deal, you get it back a week later. I mean, it's a joke. It
defeats the purpose, because then those people don't know.
Right.
Sometimes they could be asymptomatic, right? What happens is people get exposed and you get tested. And it would be ideal if you found out immediately if you somehow are positive, as opposed to you're supposed to self-quarantine. But what's happened, you know, it's human nature to assume that you're, untouchable, man. You know, and so you get tested, but you think, I'm fine. I know it's exposed, as opposed to those tests come back ASAP, man. So either way, yeah. But pretty stark when the article lists. There's no data. It's just Putin. He says he gave it to his kids, and guess what? It's good to go. We're going to save the world. Yeah. That's literally the article. So
let's take a look at some of the higher volume. There it is. So it's Boeing and J.P. Morgan are putting the juice underneath this. Look at this. You say get the banks up 5%, man. I mean 4%. J.P. Morgan's up 4%, man. So this started yesterday. Yeah, you got it up 497. Boeing right now, that's caught the bid. That's up $8. So let's just go inside that Dow there. So inside the Dow, Boeing's putting 60 positive points, Goldman 44, JP Morgan 34, 3M 27. Taken away from it, the only one you have Apple minus 31 points, Microsoft 21. It is amazing. Even we were talking to Kevin Tom that Apple was so close to the 2 trillion mark, and it's I
went back and I just looked it up because you were talking, and it would make sense. It was right at about that level because you're at 440 right now. You're at about 2 trillion. If you want to back it up to where you're at 500 million, you cut it in 4, which is what they're doing, a 4-for-1 split, which is amusing. That brings it back to like 110. And man, you were at 90 just about 4 years ago.
Unreal, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So you talk about almost a 5-bagger, man.
That's
in Apple,
crazy, man.
Buying it in 2016.
Yeah. Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I are coming right back. We have the Dow Industrials trading up about 300 points. You get the Nasdaq down 59, S&Ps are up 10, gold's down 80, silver's down $2. King dollar still down $1.62. We'll see where this baby's going to go, folks. Come right back.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get them, folks.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow right now up at 324. You get the Nasdaq down 64. S&Ps are up 11. And bottom line is that you get the market smoothing out a bit here. We'll see how this baby shakes out, man.
Yeah, I mean, we're coming in, big number of retail sales coming in Friday, of course. We're through a lot of the earnings. We have some companies coming up. We got AMAT, Cisco, I think, Lyft with their earnings. But pretty slow considering the slew of earnings that have been coming at us in the past weeks. I see you typing in maybe Uber.
Yeah,
I mean, these companies.
I'm surprised that this is pretty good, folks, for the aspect that Uber and Lyft lost this case in California, man.
Yeah, in terms of their employees, right? How they get classified.
This is not down a lot. Down 143, and is it just California? How does this work? Okay, so
I believe it's just California.
Yeah, loss on California law. Only, well, it could be the first bump in the road. They have to make them employees, right? Treat drivers as employees.
I imagine this might go to the Supreme Court, and it probably should. One way or the other, whatever you believe, there should be some legality in terms of companies and where an employee's rights fall. And it's quite a line, man. In my own head, you want to see the workers protected. It's a tough deal being a gig worker in this economy, let alone COVID, right? COVID exacerbating everything. You have no benefits. You have no, that all pulls back. The other side of that, in the pure declaration of a contractor, I mean, Uber literally has a business plan. I was just thinking about it yesterday on my own. That they say we built a website, we let people hit a button and say I want to ride, and then we put that ride up for grabs for a number of people who have said I want to run rides for you on a anytime basis. You want to work today, you work an hour, you work whenever you want. That seems like a contractor on a certain level, right? I go back and forth.
I think you're right. I mean, and trust me, folks. Okay, I'm a union person. Okay, so
me too, and that's why I'm giving you the straight of it, though. You try and be unbiased, man.
That is a contractor. That's that doesn't mean that all those drivers couldn't get together and create a union and say, okay, listen, man, I want this much money. Okay, but the bottom line is that that's a contractor, man. I mean, And
it doesn't mean that you might then say that, there's different, and we're going all of the above. If you say, well, then something has to change, well, then you have to change the legality of the laws of what happens to contractors. That Congress would have to do something to say, well, it's a big step, but that just doesn't mean you say contractors don't exist and everybody's an employee. Because in theory, man, you want to wake up and run a ride at 3 a.m. You pull up your Uber app and say, hey, are there any one-ride contracts available where I can just drive this person around and take my cut and be done with every service that I've ever done with you? And that's the way the system works.
Right. Yeah. It's the battle's out there. And the battles, when you take a look, folks, at the aspect of how the middle class has got gutted, it's got gutted because you have large companies that have overtaken everything. That's the bottom line. Okay, large corporations, man, want to make as much money as they can, and it's done. And that's why unions started in the first place. And I get the gist of it, that unions got so powerful. There's a plus and a minus, all that. But the bottom line, if you're really wondering why people don't make what they should be making, that they got the upper hand. Well, and these things change, and I think we're in the middle of a change right now. We'll see how far it can go. But when you get, I mean, I love what Bezos did and all these guys, but the bottom line is that, when you get
the wealth gap is widening to an unsustainable level.
It's BS, because you could do none of it without workers. That's the bottom line. None of it. You couldn't do a freaking thing. So.
I was going to segue to this anyway when you say we can't do anything of it without workers. But what I was going to mention, it's an amusing tie-in to the Uber and the Lyft deal, is that no matter what happens, they're not going to need workers in 10 or 15 years, man, because all those cars are going to be self-driving. So that's super forward-looking. The market isn't pricing that in today with that news yesterday. But if you're a long-term investor, man, eventually that technology is going to become mainstream, and these companies are all not going to have to pay drivers. And I include now, that doesn't mean Uber's going to be the king of the world, man, because guess what? At the same time, you're going to have companies like Tesla that just roll out a fleet of vehicles that are self-driving that compete overnight. And we all know the following they have. Maybe you have an Apple car, so it doesn't. But at some point, workers are not going to be required for that business plan at all.
Yeah, pretty intense, man.
It is.
No doubt.
Yeah. They'll probably be flying by then too. No, I can't go.
Yeah.
It's close, man. Bezos is gonna be dropping off packages with flying drones by then. That's for sure, man. That's happening right now some places.
Hey, you know what I got last night?
What's that?
Disney Plus.
He's hooked.
The night before last, actually. The night before last. The night before last.
Nice. You watch anything get you on there? I know you
No, we haven't figured out how to get on the TV yet.
My goodness. What do you got? Do you have a streaming player?
Yeah, I got to get one of those Rokus that you said. What happened is that it got up on my computer immediately, and then something on the Samsung is blocking me from coming on.
So here, we'll do a huge tie-in, a different my anecdote. So I've been talking about I ordered a bunch of Rokus for my house, right? So now I have Spectrum. We'll give Spectrum a quick plug because I had Frontier. Frontier, one of the worst companies I've ever had an experience with. There's my testimonial. Spectrum, though, you can use a Roku as your cable box. So we got just Rokus. Now I'll tie back to Amazon. So I went and I ordered 2 Rokus at first, and then I ordered 2 more. We have 4 houses, 4 rooms in the house, right? 3 bedrooms and the living room.
Yeah.
Now we don't even have the TVs yet, but they had a good sale on Amazon. Well, what happens? 2 of the items say they get lost on Amazon. They don't show up. I said, man, they were $40 each, not bad. So I contact Amazon, said, no problem, sir. We don't know where they went. We'll get them in the mail, 2 more to you. They'll be there in 5 days, something like that. That's phenomenal. What happened the next day? The 2 showed up that they were supposed to give me. I couldn't find. And then what showed up anyway 5 days from then? 2 extra Rokus because Amazon, they don't care, man. They make sure the customer's happy.
Unreal. And
I didn't do it intentionally, but the moment that they can't confirm there was something in their system, it got lost in the shipping. They didn't know where it was. They were telling me they thought it might be lost. I hadn't got it. They sent me 2 more, but now I have 2 extra Rokus. So I'll give you a Roku, man. There we go. We're all set.
And so do you just plug the TV into the Roku?
Yeah, it's like a DVR player, except it's you download your app. So you have your Disney app, you have your Netflix app, you have your Amazon Prime app.
Okay.
And you pull it up, you jump around to your different streaming services, but you can pull up Disney on there. They have the Fire Stick can do that for Amazon.
That's awesome,
Google has some player, Apple TV, right? All these streaming platforms. You download the apps and use it. But it's just amusing how you go Roku, you go. So I have a couple extra Rokus right now, man. So you're all set.
I'll
give you an extra Roku. There you go.
Gotta love it.
Gotta love it, totally.
877-927-6648. You get the here. Let's go take. I got to go back to this gold contract because let's get back down here. We were talking about this 1 to 2 ABC structure on the way down, folks, and what you're going to see when you come down this hard, it's a blown out situation to the bottom line. What cracks me up more than anything, and I tell you, this is continual in the gold market, folks, okay? There's so many people that they're always thinking that gold's always going to crash. And it's like, yeah, I understand it's down to $80 and you think that's bad, but it's not. It's not even close. That's what's so weird about it. So I actually love it when I hear it. But what you're going to see here is that the bottom line is that we just got our first buy. The first buy actually came in at 10 o'clock, right when we got on the air. You're going to see, by the time we get off the air, we'll see whether this gold can be up into this 1978, and you're at 1960 right now. Because the bottom line is that all those stops have already got hit, and they're gone. Tommy and I come right back.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 342, Nasdaq's down 49, S&Ps are up 13, and we got a couple questions, of course, in the gold market. So let's go look at Harmony first. Now, what's really cool, folks, is that any of the gold equities that trade in South Africa, and we've talked about this before, what you want to do, and what the question is Harmony a buy right now? Now, it wouldn't be a buy, but I'm going to show you why, okay? So Harmony's down 37 cents. You're at $5.86. Well, just bring up the chart of Harmony first. Okay, so you can see, it's coming back on light volume. You're coming into a breakout area. That being said, watch this now. Let's go over to South Africa and take a look at it. So what you have in South Africa is that we came down this morning, and you can see the volume expansion on the way down, because South Africa is ahead of us by 6 hours, I believe, okay?
Okay.
And now what happens is this. The way when I look at this in South Africa, I go, okay, hold it. You broke a range here. So if I take the bottom of the range, which is 10,850, right? Then take the top, which is 12,686. You get approximately, 1,800, okay? So if you take 1,800 away from the 10,800, you're at 9,000, right? Well, when I look at that, you can see at 9,300, see that volume there? That goes, what day is that? That's the 7th. No, that's the 9th of July. So it's telling me that this thing could actually get down, into like 8,600 to 9,400. This is Rand dollars, folks, okay? So what I normally do is that I take a look at those dates, right? And I say, okay, where's this? What did I just say? It's the 9th and the 8th. So then I go back to the U.S., and you take a look at the 9th and the 8th, and you say, okay, that is a breakout area that has volume also, and that's saying that, hey, guess what? We can come down to 528, which is still beyond a normal pullback. You know what I'm saying? But that's what's really cool, folks, when equities in general also trade somewhere else. Now, in Harmony's case, the Johannesburg exchange is their main exchange. That you're talking about an ADR when we're trading in the United States. So that's what you should be doing with Harmony, with GFI, with AU. So it's just a heads up in general of how you can look at some of these, Sure. So Nasdaq's catching a little bit here. And
everything. I mean, the S&P up about 13 now. Things look a little bleak for a moment on the open. or right after. But yeah, catching a little bit of bid. I mean, even the S&P's up about 10 points from the low when we started the show.
Yeah, and if we go into this, what you're going to see with the Qs, I mean the NQs, is that yesterday you had the spike low. Now my take is that we'll actually be back down here again, but I want to show you why. Yesterday, you had the spike low of 16,000 contracts. That was generated at 11 o'clock. It rejected lower price. We came down this morning. That low there that was generated was 10,928. Now, we never got down to that level this morning. What we did is that the first level down, big numbers, 31,000. The second one, also 20,000. Now, 20,000 gave us the bounce, but 20,000 is still a lot more than 16 at the lows of yesterday. So that's telling me that, before we're done out here today, more than likely we're going to be right back down there. But there's big divergence out here today, man. These bonds are still going south,
Yeah. I mean, I think the rate when I pulled it up, at least during my 8:30 program, we were at 0.65%. That's like a huge jump we were just at 0.55%, I think, yesterday maybe at some point.
Right. And the question is why, right?
Sure. Vladimir Putin, man, he tested the savior for the world on his own kids and saved everybody.
Yeah, his daughter, right?
You can't make it up, man. Why not? When if you're going to go big, go big,
No, there's no doubt about that, man. Now,
former head of the KGB, I kid, but I mean, it's not a coincidence, folks. I mean, you just go big. Why not? As in,
and hey,
I doubt highly that Putin is testing all the drugs early on in this first phases on his own children in Russia, folks. But
right, and that you had brought this up yesterday, Tom, about that the media tycoon in Hong Kong. That is one big number. I was reading that thing last night, man.
Yeah.
This is the guy, folks. He started Apple. That's the name of his media company over there. It's Apple, and he started that only 2 months before Hong Kong got handed back to the Chinese from the British. I guess it's like 25 years ago now, whatever the date is.
Yeah.
Bottom line, though, man. That is 1 in 10 story, man. I mean, they don't have a free press anymore. It's done. It's
if
over.
You're a big businessman over there, or woman, that's startling news. Almost to the likes of the Saudis, where why not, man? They start locking up all the rich people, make sure everybody's in line, put them in the Ritz for a weekend or something. I'm not exaggerating. I mean, you start arresting free enterprise, very wealthy people. Anybody's fair game over there.
Oh, it gets straightened out in a second, man.
Hey, I'm going to jump back to Frontier real quick because I just wanted to tell you. So we talked about Frontier and Verizon, right? Now, we used to be Frontier customers. This is going back to when they sold to, when Verizon sold to them. It's remarkable, the chart, man. I went back and I pulled it back and I Googled articles for when this transaction took place. So the articles came up about February 5th in 2015. Okay, on this chart, the high of that era, February of 2015, it was at about 125, and this thing basically went BK over the course of about 3 years. By the end of 2017, they were pretty much done, and then it was a slow trickle, and the chart stops in April, probably when, I guess, they went BK or something. Maybe they got delisted. But we always talk about, listen to personal things in your life if they might have big trends.
Yeah.
We saw this happening in real time, and it was a national story because it was Florida, Texas, and I believe maybe California. They bought 3 states. I have it in here. Yeah, Florida, Texas, and California. Frontier bought from Verizon, and they absolutely flubbed the open to the tune where, businesses down. You had hospitals that couldn't do any business because their cloud infrastructure couldn't be connected, let alone just running credit card receipts, which you need the internet for. So when you see companies making big transactions like this and you see things not going well, I mean, it's just a shame for these shareholders, man. They ruined the company trying to buy that and then just taking on a substantial amount of debt and failing in almost epic fashion.
They choked. They choked in a monster way. And
that's why you see when these companies make big acquisitions, the share price occasionally will pull back, right? Because you're putting out a lot of money. Yeah. There's a lot of expectations. And if you don't deliver, you're going to, most of the time, be saddled with a lot more debt than you were originally.
Yeah, you're taking on the expense side of the ratio. Yeah.
It's just a textbook case, man. And in light of, and I, as a retail customer, had struggled with this company so many times. The way that they transferred their books from a Verizon customer to a Frontier, they couldn't even find people's accounts, man. They were providing cable at my home location, and if I gave them my physical address, they could not find my account. And I was telling them that they're literally running a wire to my house and charging me for it, and they couldn't find it by the address. They needed my account number. I should have sold the stock short, like right then. That's pretty bad.
Until next time, man. There'll be another one, Tom.
Hey, that's right. That's why I bring it up, because it's quite a case.
Totally.
Yeah.
Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I coming right back. We have the Dow up 319. Nasdaq's down 51. S&P's are up 11. You get gold down 77. You get silver off $1.90. And King Dollar still can't hold price, down $1.39. The 30-year is up 2 full points. Come right back.
Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as...
Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step by step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab. Bam!
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The Gold Report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 314. Nasdaq is down 48. S&Ps are up 12, and you get the small caps. Let's look at the small caps quickly, Tom. So They caught a bid yesterday. You get another slight one today. You're at 159. Now, the small caps, folks, bottom line, have been the weakest indice going all the way back to July of 2018, I believe. Yeah, September of 2018. So this is going to get really intriguing once again. I mean, you know, it always seems like one of the sectors are basically sticking their head up when another sector goes down. And in this case, the small caps. But I think what you better really pay attention to is that we are almost 2 years away from where those highs were done in the small caps, and there's a reason for that. Not quite understanding. Well, there's a reason because they're not buying those stocks. That's the bottom line. So.
It is amazing the volatility that's continuing. Even some of the stocks that I love to look at. I mean, I pull up Disney, right? I put it on a 5-minute, and it looks like we have no action this morning. But of course, it just moved so much last week. You put it in. I mean, we're moving $2.50 almost on Disney, left and right. We go from 132.76 to down to 130.21, so $2.50 down, and since then we're almost $2 up on really just volatility, man. As the market's trying to figure out what it wants to do.
We're in the air of, and this will be great for you and for everyone that's your age, we're in the air of the 96 to like 2000 area. That, you know, you can't teach this in textbooks, folks, because in textbooks what ends up happening is it's going to be a fundamental deal. Like, okay, how does a market cap go from 100 million up there and down every day?
Sure,
Bottom line, it does, because guess what? You got a lot of players placing their trades out here, you know, and that's how it goes, man.
I just pulled up Zoom video, man. We're down from 280 to 230 in no time, as in everybody's susceptible at some point.
Gotta love it. Yeah. Stay right there, folks. We got Think of Swim coming up next. Then we got our man, Mr. Basil Chapman, Steve Rhodes, Dave White. I'll be back this afternoon. Thanks, pal.
Thanks, man.
Look at him, folks.